This is the only problem with this kiln, is the fact that you've got to climb a ladder, or step ladders, just to look inside. I've taken the bricks off the top here, let's go up the top, and you can see the plants have sent roots in between the bricks onto these kiln shelves. It's the first time that I'm going to look into this kiln. When after the disaster happened, I knew that it took all my cones out, so let's have a peek. Try and have a look. Well, that won't help if there's anything left in here. And that's what a mess it is inside. Oh well. Right. Yeah, such a disaster. Most of this hasn't even got up to sort of 400. Some of these were going to be refired, and obviously they're still there, but this is just clay. It might put it in a bucket and we can redo it as ordinary clay and start again. That's the trouble with trying to rush a kiln in early stages. Right, I've just cleaned my kiln out, the small kiln out, all the pots went bang, but this is still reusable, the clay is, so I'm going to reprocess it and make a few garden pots with it. Right, it was easier for me to take the side down. It can help with packing actually, but this is the area you've got to pack in. This is the exit flue to the chimney. I've got two here. During the firing, if you put a hole here, you can put a part shelf across here just to narrow down the entrance if you want to. I've restricted it a little bit by putting these two bricks here, so I have two sort of flue exits to the chimney, and then it goes up to the chimney up there. Okay, now this is a ledge that's the kiln shelves sit on to be the base of the kiln. You can see under here that I'm only using two iron bars, and they soon, as you can see, they soon eat through with the ash and the heat. So I made it so that you can push another one through if during the firing, but what happens is it's best to let the wood drop and slope at an angle. If I was doing it again, I wouldn't have made the hole at the bottom as big as that. I would have probably dropped it down by about 2 bricks. Now all this where the shelves go on is just the bricks here just pushed in a little bit. Now this kiln is not a sort of professional kiln as such. It works, yeah, but it's not going to be big enough to sustain a potter. You'd rather go for the Olsen type kiln. These shelves here are the ones that I use across the bottom. So, and that's one just gone into place here. So the flames come up here and across here. I'll put the other shelves in and you can see what it looks like. Right, I left the side of this down. I'm going to pack it like this. It'll be easier. I'm going to put these on a touch of wadding just to lift these up. These are what I call my filter pots. The shelves here are all second hand, they're broken shelves. This is probably the last time I fire this kiln, so I'm going to rebuild another kiln. These need a bit of wadding, but these are my filter pots. They're sacrificial pots. These are garden pots, and these are just a couple. Right, I'm halfway through packing. Obviously I'm putting all these on pieces of wad, so that will be a little bit off these old shelves. Some of these shelves are a little bit well, they've seen a lot of wear, shall I say. So there's a casserole lid there, the casserole is there, there's some cups in. Let's zoom back a little bit further and you can see how much wear you can get in this kiln. That's the lid of a casserole, and the casserole is under there at the back, and I've stuffed it full of mugs. It gives you an idea of the amount of pots you can get in if they're small enough. So I've just got that much to pack at the top there. I've put my cones in there, there, and I think I've got to set the other side. Yes, right at the back on the opposite side there. So right, all packed and ready to go. I bricked up the side. There's quite a few bricks have split in half and all that, so I'll be alright for the next kiln. This is the trouble, is the fact, the height of the kiln here. If it was a bit lower down, or I hadn't put so many bricks at the bottom there, it would have been a lot easier to pack. And that's the top, and all I'm going to do is put kiln shelves across. There's a broken one there, but it's right at the end, and I think that'll be alright. Normally I would pack from the top and just put everything over the wall, but it was easier to have half the wall down, to be honest. And basically now I've got the kiln shelves across the top, and all I'm doing is laying these HT1s. So they've been out in the weather and all that, because I didn't open the kiln for about 2 years, and because of the disaster that I had, I'm just laying these back on. It'll take a bit of time for the water to go out of here, and for all this moss that's started to grow on top to burn off. But as long as it doesn't fall through in the kiln, and I think most of it's organic material that's on top, I'll just carry on laying across the top. I've just lit a small fire in here today just to warm the kiln up. We're at 60 degrees, if you can trust that. It's just there, it's behind a pot, so it probably won't be reading the true flame coming through. The trouble is, the kiln is still very damp because it's had 2 years of standing with no protection whatsoever, so I'm a bit reluctant to push today. I might even just warm her up today and go up to 200 and then start tomorrow. Right, people who want to know how much wood it takes, well, there's a fair stack of bits of pallets there, and I will gradually work through all these pallets, scrap bits of pallets, and we'll go from there. So it'll give you an idea how much wood I'm using. It's 9 o'clock at the moment, and I've been going 2 hours, and it's just got to about 60 degrees. I'm gonna just hold it at this for another couple of hours. Well, maybe just increase the temperature. I don't want to do what I did the time before and blew everything to kingdom come.